It's been 7 hours and 50.
Guys, I'm gonna show you how I do my eyebrows. First of all, eyebrows are so important. If you are new to trying to fill in your brows, I would suggest you start with just what you have going on, because there are so many ways to do your brows. There are people that I know that will wax their eyebrows off or shave them off and then make their own eyebrows with some really good products and they can look real. And then there are people who just work with what they have, and if you have really thin eyebrows, just make them a little bit thicker, filling them in with a brow product or eyeshadow. I use eyeshadow because it's the most convenient thing for me right now. First thing, you want to measure your eyebrows. Where you want your eyebrow to start is from the corner of your nose. That's where your eyebrow should start, and it should end from the corner of your nose to the outside of your eye and out, like that. And the arch, this is where people, I feel like, have a real hard time. If you're looking straight, your arch should start at the end of your iris. And you don't want your eyebrows to be super thick in the middle. You want them to be the same, about the same thickness up to here, and then you want them to go a little bit thinner out here. If you do them super thick, they just don't look natural, and it's obvious that you've colored in your eyebrows. You don't want your eyebrows to look obvious. You don't want them to be super dark and super blunt. For example, there are people that they'll be dark from here all the way to the end, but I think it looks better to have them look a little bit more natural. You want people to think that your eyebrows are just that way naturally, not that you tried to fill them in. So I'm going to use my Naked Urban Decay palette to fill in my eyebrows, and I'm going to use a similar color to my root. If you guys are interested in what I'm using, I'll list the products down below. When you're using eyeshadow, you want to loosen up the eyeshadow in the palette a little bit, because when you do your base and your contour and your highlight, when you put your angle brush to your eyebrow and put it on, your brush can be a little bit wet. And when you put it back onto your eyeshadow, it can leave a wet mark. And pretty soon, after a period of time, you have all these wet marks in your eyeshadow, and then you'll have a hard time getting the eyeshadow onto your brush because it's like absorbed your makeup. So if you get your eyeshadow a little bit loosened up, then you can just tap on the pieces that are already loose, and you don't have to worry so much about ruining your eyeshadow. I'll show you what I did. See how it's just a little bit loosened up, and I can just tap on those little pieces. Be a lot easier to pick up. I'm going to be using two different colors. I'll be using a darker color for the back half of my eyebrow and a lighter color towards the front of the eyebrow. I always like to start in the middle of my eyebrow and kind of make my arch. And it's okay if your eyebrows aren't perfect right now, because there's another step that we're gonna do to make them real crisp and pristine. A lot of times I will do one section of the eyebrow at a time and move to the other eyebrow and compare before I move on to the next step, because I feel like it's easier to get your eyebrows even. A lot of people have a hard time with that as well. One eyebrow is thicker than the other, or one part of the eyebrow is more close to the bridge of your nose and the other one's not so much. So that's how I prevent from that happening. But for the video's sake, I'm just going to do the whole eyebrow. Okay, this is where you want less product. A lot of times I don't even try to go for a more product. After I do this half of my brow, I will just use what product I have on my brush already.
I can be an asshole of the grandest kind. I can withhold like it's...
Okay, once you get your eyebrows filled in and following the natural curve of your brow, not trying to make more of an arch than there is, because it may look like I made my eyebrow bend downward right over here. If you don't know what you're looking at, I didn't. You just follow what you have already. I go real straight all the way, and then I start to go down, and I still go straight. And it's not obviously like a peak. I don't have a sharp corner. It's still soft, but that's where you want to start to make your curve, and just go. Don't try to go downward. Just go straight. Now I'm going to use my same angled brush, and I'm going to wipe it off real good, and I'm going to get some concealer, and I'm going to carve out my brows. I have to use an angled brush. I just started because the new concealer that I bought doesn't come with a wand like my other concealer did. You can use a wand. If you're not sure what I mean by wand, this is what I mean. Like your chapsticks or lipsticks, this is a wand. And you can buy concealers that come in a chapstick tube-like form. I just bought some other stuff that comes in a tube. The brand is Smashbox. You can use any concealer. I like Almay. If you're wanting to go for a less expensive brand, that concealer does come with a wand, and you can just apply it straight on with a wand and then blend it with your finger. I wiped off my angled brush onto a towel, or sometimes I'm in a hurry or whatever, and I'll just rub it off onto my rug because you can't see it.
You see every part, you see all my light, and you love my dark. You dig everything of which I'm ashamed. There's not any.
And just blend it in with my finger. Since my concealer comes in a tube, I just squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand to dip.
Resist, persists, and speaks louder than I know.
I like there to be a little bit more of an arch, more of a steep, not necessarily point, but I want it to come to a more defined line. And so I'm gonna get some, I'm not sure if it's eyeliner or brow pencil, but either one works if it's a similar color to what you're using. This is my brow pencil. I don't even know what brand it is, so I can't share that with you guys. It's super old, but as soon as I know or to find out what it is, I'll let you guys know. But any type honestly will work. I'm just going to draw a little bit. I feel like it's okay to have your brows look dark on this hat. I think it looks nice, makes them look more defined, and then obviously faded right there. And I'm sorry about my nail. I completely ripped it off and it was bleeding, and that's never happened to me before. It's happened to my clients plenty of times, but I was carrying a thing of soda, and I was about to put it in the back of my truck, and it ripped, and I tried to catch it, and it caught on my nail, and it ripped it off. It ripped it off of the hyponychium, which is the skin that grows up under your nails. When you have nails for a long time, that happens, and it was pretty painful. Okay, I'm just going to go over this little part a little bit, just because I feel like it'll make it a little bit more defined. And if you have a sponge on the back of your eyeliner or eye pencil, you can smudge it. And mine broke off because it's old, so old I can't even tell you. Anyways, but it still works. You could even use your fingernail or something if you feel like that you need to smudge a little bit. And there you have your eyebrows. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.